My name is David Everest, Secretary of Mining for Twin Cedar Mining District, Mining Claim Township and Unincorporated City, and not in any particular order. My email is at keeperoftherepublic@yahoo.com, capital K, all lowercase, all one word. And that's keeperoftherepublic@yahoo.com. I'm talking about today is the financing of one of these public-private partnerships by a private-public partnership called the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. Sorority manages a relending program in their public-private partnership that they got the money from the Department of Agriculture through a series of loans that they manage, that they can loan out between 0 and 11% at their choosing. They pay 1% on their money. They have to have a certain amount of backing. And back in 2009 and 2010, when the Fed originally raised the prices, their price of their bonds fell out, and they didn't have enough securities backing this trust they manage, and so they were forced to be disingenuous with their record keeping. The audit I seen at the time, and I showed it around in Josephine County, and it's probably still floating around. I've since lost it, but I know we can get another one. Anyways, what they've done is they were in major violation of a federal project because their bonds slipped in value, and they didn't have anybody monitoring it. They had too much money at risk that was not insured, and Federal Reserve, the insurance they put on banks up to that time it was $150,000. They've since, for $250,000 or whatever. They raise it every now and again. But anyways, so they had too much money in CDs for local interest rates, and they had to move it into bonds. It almost broke them then, but they seemed to survive that because the counties are funding them, and they just submitted bills for the county to keep them afloat. Because see, it was in the interest of the public-private partnership not to let it fail, and so they currently supplied the money through membership, and then through fees for attending meetings that they got paid for, that they paid salary personnel. And rather than get into the personnel, I don't know that they knew they were doing anything wrong, but somebody should have questioned this from the beginning, and I didn't know about it to question it. But when I started doing so, and started shedding light on it, they seemed to scurry off into the wilderness. Anyways, in the public-private partnership, there's several banks that are members of Sorority, and they're all part of, they're all indirectly or directly involved with the Fed. And there's the sponsors of the private-public partnership through private banks, through Sorority, Southern Oregon Regional Economic. And if you read George Carroll's report, you'll see all these public-private partnership. There seem to be like they're run by the government, but they're actually ran to stifle growth, to keep people down, so you can't do it. It's through the enterprise zones. They're not running them as designed. They're running them as interference for actual growth. Because see, God help them, if the people made any money around here, they might not want to work for these slave wages. And if anybody does make any money around here, they seem to shut them down real quick. Anyways, that's my report for this evening. It's 11:16. You guys have a good night. And I call it a good night.